Hi YouTubers, it's your girl Fancy J with another makeup tutorial starring Raquel Vanity. So we're going to go ahead and start with a clean face. Make sure to rid her face of any excess oils for a clean, even foundation. So then I'm going to go ahead and moisturize with Pond's Dark Spot Correcting Cream, making sure I distribute it evenly onto her face. Now I'm going to be using MAC Prep and Prime. And I'm going to do the same thing, evenly distribute it across her face. And once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and I actually mixed foundation for her face as well because I used my makeup. I didn't really have her exact color. But once I finished mixing, I got the perfect shade. And I go ahead and distribute it across her face, side to side. And as I've mentioned before, this brush leaves lines on your face. So you want to make sure you go ahead and buff it out before you complete your look. So now I'm going to go ahead and correct her dark spots. She has dark spots on her eyelids and a dark spot on her cheek. So with that, I'm going to be using the rose color that's in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. And you don't want to use too much because then the red can show through your foundation. So you always want to be careful about that. Now, I guess you're wondering, well, why put it on her lids if you're going to use eyeshadow? Well, I wasn't quite sure I was going to put eyeshadow on it yet. But yeah, so. Now we're moving on to her brows. Now this was a task because her eyebrows weren't arched, and it's easier for me to do mine when mine aren't arched because I'm used to how I want my brows to look. But when you're doing someone else's, it's a whole nother ball game. So it took me 7 years and 4 days to get these brows together. Okay, maybe not that long, but you get the idea. So bear with me while I work. So basically, I'm just doing the normal brows, fill in, and then go behind with concealer to correct any mistakes that I've made or anything that's uneven. I didn't do it in any particular order because I noticed that once I filled it in, I seen something that I need to clean it up, and then I may have cleaned it up too much. So I had to go back and fill it in. So it was a back and forth process, literally. So I use the brush to kind of brush the gel throughout her eyebrows so that I don't have any clumps of gel, and I make sure that it's an even application and her brows are even. You don't want to have a lot of gel at the beginning of your brow and then the end is a little naked. So you want to use the brush to kind of evenly distribute it. So now I'm taking my beauty blender and I'm blending in the concealer so that she doesn't have any halo brows. Now we're moving on to eyeshadow. So I'm using my Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and I'm using, it's like a reddish brown color because I decided that I wanted to go for a smoky eye. So I just put that over her entire lid. So then I actually got my Urban Decay Vice palette, and I got the black, it's called Smoke Out, and I put that in her crease. And I actually did it in a V motion because originally I was just going to put it only in the crease, but I also wanted it in the corner of her lid as well. So then I'm going to follow with a champagne color that I put in the corner of her eyes just to give it an extra oomph. As you all know, I am extra. So now I'm lining her eyes, or her lash line, with a black pencil. And then I go behind it with a smudge brush and that same red that I used earlier, just because I don't want it to be too harsh. I want it to be smoky. So now I am moving on to contouring. And we're going down her nose, across the forehead, up under the cheekbones, and under the chin. This gives a slimming effect, just to make sure that her face appears a little less round and more chiseled, I guess. And then I'm going to go in and highlight. Now I noticed that once I started to highlight that the color was entirely too light. And if I would have just left it as is, she probably would have looked like she fell in flour. So I just went ahead and continued to use that extra light color, but then I followed behind with concealer. And then I just blend it on out. Look at my face. I am concentrating. I'm just going in and blending out her highlight and contour. So now I'm taking my Better Than Sex mascara, playing with those lashes, get them to pop just a little bit, not too much. Then I went in with my Sephora lip pencil and lined her lips, and then I followed with my Too Faced chocolate lip stain. Now we're going to go ahead and bake that highlight, baby. Bake it, baby, bake it. Basically, we're just going ahead and putting setting powder everywhere that there was highlight. And I also wanted to put setting powder where I contoured, but I didn't want to use the white. So I used a brown color just to make sure that her contour still sticks out. And now we're going to dust those haters off, baby. Dust it off. And now I'm adding highlight to her cheekbones, down the bridge of her nose, her cupid's bow, her chin, and of course the forehead, baby. Look at that glow. Somebody stop me, because I am on a roll. And I'm going to finish with setting spray. Yes, I have to work it. Then I decided, well, you know what? I just did this makeup. We're going to have to do something with these braids that I did do myself. Yes. Pat on the back for Jasmine. So I'm basically just putting it up in a bun. Yeah, I promise I'm not that heavy-handed. She is just tender-headed. Yes, that's my little victory dance. Don't hate on it, baby. Don't hate. And this is the finished look. Until next time, you guys. Thanks for watching.